Hey everyone, this is Kyle from Green Hat Local SEO, and today I wanted to show you something really, really cool. It's made by my friend George, and this is a software that he created that will actually go and mass create Google site PBNs for you. So this is a software that I wish I had years ago. We were doing this manually when we were creating our PBNs and our websites using Google Sites. We were honest to God seeing 15 to 20 spot jumps in organic for affiliate sites, for rank and rent sites, for really for anything that you want to rank organically. And we were seeing 5 spot jumps in the map pack for things like, plumber near me, roofer in whatever city, things like that. So again, this was something that was super powerful, but took us so long. It would honestly take at least a day for us to just create one of these PBNs. And it was really only half of what George is creating here with his software. He's got this really amazing process. He's got this down so it's all automated. And it's really one of the most exciting things to come out of link building in the last couple of years. So, George, I want to turn this over to you. Go ahead and introduce
Okay.
yourself. Let us know what your software is, what it does. Just like give us the whole fucking rundown on this thing.
All right. Well, my name is George B. Johnson. I run, operate, own all that fun stuff. George Digital. Been in SEO for over 10 years. I've always been sort of on the fringes as well regarding SEO. Call it black hat, if you will. I've always loved digging into the things that make Google scared. Um, so when I
I
found
like the things
out
that make people scared. I like that.
Google scared,
Yeah,
honestly.
makes Google scared. I
Yes.
like that. I like
I
that.
like, my engineering background allows me to think a certain way and want to break things to find out how they work. So when I found out that Google properties have a special talent, if you will, within SEO, and that is to take a beating. They're able to take a lot of links, a lot of dirty links, and filter them very well. And from a PBN standpoint, I was thinking, I was like, well, if it works so well just as a single buffer site, what would happen if I built out multiple of these, giving basically you the option to send links to anyone to any part of your PBN, also being able to gather all the strength up into a single point as well.
When you say gather all the strength up to a single point, what do you mean? Like,
Well, what I like building out multiple tier PBNs. So you have, a handful of sites here, those link up, providing the colloquial term is, PA,
mhm.
providing page authority. Enough sites are linking to the one, enough sites are linking up to that one. So you're sort of adding PA to PA to PA, and these are Google sites. So you will be getting that power, that juice from these concurrent links. And what's also nice about G sites is that Google's not really keeping track of who owns each one. Google is saying, "Hey, this is a singular G site. It's just out there and about because you're getting the domain. That's the power. Is the google.com domain. That's the power you're getting, which is about, again, locally, a DA about 90 plus. Okay,
Mhm.
so another reason why it's able to take such hits. Um, so that's going to be the beauty of this system, this software. And just in case no one knew what it was called, it's called GSiteGenie because I don't know. I thought it was a fun name.
Yeah, so essentially what you're doing is you're hijacking all the authority and trust that Google has in its own properties and just filtering all that up to whatever page or GBP or whatever you want to rank for. So essentially, because like you said, you're creating all of these links that are going up, 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 and you mentioned you're kind of like filtering everything out, and you're keeping all of this goodness up to one point. Like, so this is like a Google stack on steroids, essentially.
More or less. Let me show you an example. Let me share my
Yeah, let's see an
screen.
example. Yeah, you should be able to share your screen. Let me see.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I got
yeah,
it. Here we go. Let's make sure. All right. So,
nice.
uh,
Okay,
so
so
yeah, so I
this is really
built
really
this out
interesting. This is
to
cool.
Yeah, I built this out to sort of give myself a visual, to be honest. But it works out well for your audience. So as you see, we have the money page here, and coming directly off of that, which would be your G site. Now, this is usually where people stop. Usually, people will build this out. Usually takes a day to build out. Your multiple pages. Um, that have all the connections just to this one money page. But what I did is I'm actually building out, more and more and more, built out to about four. This is actually would be considered a three tier.
Mhm.
And actually, I build four tiers, and also do six keywords. So this is only three keywords and three tiers.
Mhm.
Okay. So imagine many more. Actually, the number comes out to, if this was to be drawn out, it would actually be closer to about 1,800 pages.
Jesus, and how
That
many
would be,
sites?
it's about 259, I think is
Two,
the exact
so
number.
259 sites with 1,800 pages on
And
probably the most trusted domain that you could find.
all in a tiered PBN style.
I mean, that is, I mean, this would take anybody 2 months to build out if you're doing it by hand.
You say 2 months, and that would be assuming that you are at your computer for 24 hours a day,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
If you want to take a break every once in a while, if you have a life, if you're doing,
If you're not a robot.
if you have a day job, right? If anything, it's probably going to take you closer to a year to
Yeah.
really build something else like that. And not to mention, the other thing that you have to worry about is keeping track of your keywords and your URLs,
Hmm.
right? Like you would have to have a serious spreadsheet to keep track of everything. Like that was the biggest problem building out past two tiers,
And
honestly.
that's why we stopped doing it. Like we saw really amazing results, but it was just so time consuming. It took so long to go past 2 tiers that it just wasn't sustainable for us.
Yeah, and a VA can't do this either. This isn't something that, oh well, let's hire a VA to do. I mean, a well-paid VA could do it, but at that point you might as well, hire a high schooler at minimum wage, because
Right.
that's more expensive than a VA for sure.
And that's essentially what
So
we had to do. Like it
yeah,
was so expensive to do this. It took so long. We saw good results, but we just wasn't sustainable. We couldn't do it.
yeah. So yeah, this is the power of it. And let me show you what one of the sites actually look like. Stop sharing.
So this is gonna be a live site, like one that's been built,
Yes,
pointing
yes.
to
This
an
is a
actual real business. Yeah.
this will be a live site. Here you go. So AG's Barbershop is actually the barbershop I got. I get my haircut. So if you like my haircut, say thank you, AG, for it. Uh, and they're just actually around the corner from me. But I decided to pick them up because they have uh, basically a barbershop that's lacking on the internet. So I was like, hey, this would be a good test case for a local business. So what I did is I picked out six related keywords: beard trim, hot shape, haircut, fake cuts, hairstyling, barbershop. These also have their own full well SEO pages with an embed at this time. Now, you might wonder, like, why didn't I put the GBP in, right?
Right.
The reason why I didn't use the GBP is because I really wanted to associate this with the city. The
Hmm.
GBP already ranks fine sort of by itself. Like the entity, everyone knows AGs, but it's not exactly associated strongly with these keywords, right? So I wanted the keyword, the brand, and the location to be very strong. So yeah, and so right now this is what we have. Working on a couple more tweaks to the functionality of the tool of GSiteGenie. Eventually, I want to add things like schema
Very cool.
in other embeds. I'm going to test out, what it looks like. It's just, people liked it. Sometimes people want it to be a little more flashy, a little more
Mhm.
stylized. This is all HTML. So pretty much any HTML that you put in here that you can embed CSS in here. You can embed images. You could do a lot with just the HTML code that Google offers. So right now it's pretty plain Jane, but at the end of the day, Google doesn't care. Not about
Mhm.
this. What we're doing is we are giving Google the information that it needs to associate the brand to the keywords to the location.
So this isn't just like some like AI slop that's been spun to death. Like you've actually taken the time to, like you said, get some entities injected into there and get those entities associated with the brand AG's Barbershop.
Yes. And a
Yeah,
lot of times,
tell me about that. Like what's the importance of like these entities and the brands and stuff? Like,
well, pretty much, you want to kind of do a who, what, why kind of situation, right? Who is it, or I guess who, what, where? Sorry, who it is. AG's Barbershop. What is it? A place that does beard trims. Where is it? It's in Phoenix.
mhm.
And we are just going to pummel Google with this idea. We're going to pummel
Nice.
Google with the idea that AG's Barbershop does beard trims in Phoenix.
And you're doing
Next
it
site.
all on these Google sites, which Google is of course going to trust because it's its own properties.
Yes. And then again, you're reinforced every single time that the link gets linked out to the next child page.
Mhm.
You're talking about it reinforcing that again. Okay. And also the beauty of all these being similar is you're talking about hyper niching the
Mhm.
whole PBN. A lot of times what you'll see with PBNs, just in general, you'll see generic PBNs and you're like, oh well, I'll get a PBN link. Well, that whole PBN is about all kinds of stuff. So even though they're interlinked and they're all pointing to a certain direction, they're not related to each other. So you get minimal value from that. With this here, you're getting maximum value because all the linking, everything that's happening is all related to barbershop and barbershop associated keywords.
So it's one topic for the PBN.
Yes.
I mean, that's
100%.
killer. That's absolutely killer. I mean, this is gonna just kill every other single, PBN out there that's just strictly made to sell links on Fiverr.
Yeah, 100%. And it's wild that that hasn't existed yet. I mean, I am surprised, and I'm not surprised at the same time.
Hmm.
Um, this has been in the making in my head at least for at least 10 months.
Hmm.
You know, when I really started digging into, the strength of Google properties, I was like, you know what, this needs to be a PBN. Really needs to be a PBN. So just kept on digging and toiling away. And you and I have talked over the last couple of months about these things, and it's like, like, are you done yet? Nope. I've got to fix something else. You done yet? No, most. And I got to fix something. Nope. Got to rewind all the way to square one. So
Hmm.
yeah, I understand now why this wasn't done. It's because it's not an easy task to do.
Right.
Um,
Of course, this isn't something that somebody can just spin up next week. Like you said, this took about a year
yeah.
of production.
Now that you say it that way, good grief, I guess you're right.
Yeah. I mean, and that just shows just like how powerful this can be, how specialized this is. Like this isn't something that you just vibe code in a day like some other YouTube dicks out there. Like you
Right.
spent a year developing this, testing it, going off of different SOPs, learning what the power of Google Sites could do, and then
Right.
deploying it,
Right.
right?
Yeah. And I've asked the question on these videos, who else is doing this? What have they seen? And the closest thing that I've gotten is folks who have automated single sites,
Hmm.
but that's the closest thing. Like no one's building out
Right.
the structure. No one's building out the tiered structure for a G site PBN. When you say G site PBN, this is what you're looking for. When I was looking for G site PBN, this is what I was looking for.
Hmm.
I wasn't looking for G Stack. I wasn't looking for Google Entity Stack that they call them on Fiverr. I wasn't looking for
Hmm.
that. I was looking for a G site PBN that had all the sites tick, 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 up to a point, and that would be my tier one to my money page. Couldn't find it.
Right. So you created what you couldn't find. And this is
Yeah,
something from testing that we know works, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, in right now, folks, since last video I made, I'm getting calls, getting well, calls, I'm getting emails and
Mhm.
text messages, requesting it, and even I mentioned in the video, like honestly, like there is a resource load to this. It does take some resources on my end.
Of
So
course.
the more, the more requests I get, the more load it's going to be, supply demand,
Right.
higher the price. Um,
Of course. I mean, speaking
but
of
yeah,
speaking of price, like so you're sitting here, your software is like I said, like I've personally seen 15 to 20 spot jumps in organic. I've seen, at least 5 spot jumps in Google Maps using this. And I wasn't even doing half of what you were creating, right? So
mhm.
considering like just how honest to God, just like amazing this thing is and groundbreaking, and this could be something that's going to just put every other PBN provider completely out of existence. Like, what are you going to be selling these for?
I mean, and it's always something I always struggle with. Like, how much should I charge for this service? How much is my time worth? How much is the service itself worth? Right.
Mhm.
And I look out there and I see, single site, not even PBNs, but single site build outs for G sites, say like 10 of them, and they'll charge $300 for that, you
$300
know,
for 10, essentially
but
just 10 pages.
just 10 well, just 10 sites, I guess, 10 sites, right?
Right.
For $300. So I was like, and I'm a nice guy. So I like, I'll let me beat you out a little bit. I'm building out the whole thing. So I say, but let's do 350, right? So,
Mhm.
and since I've already gotten a couple folks asking me, I'm already looking at, a little bit of a backlog. So, 350 is my price at this point for
I
this.
mean, for 250 sites, 1,800 pages, 350 is an absolute steal. That's crazy. I mean, you could put another zero behind that, and that would still be.
Well, don't tempt me.
I mean,
Don't tempt me.
for 350 bucks, I mean, that's a steal for anybody. Any local business could use this. Anybody doing affiliate marketing, anybody doing rank and rent could use this, right? I
Yeah.
mean, what use cases do you see this as being a good choice for?
I would say anything that has a brand. Um, and this is kind of, I mean, this sort of it sounds like, it should be common knowledge at this point.
Mhm.
Uh, but anything that has a brand, this is good for. It can't be just some fly by night, hey, share a link type of affiliate. Like if you have a brand, whether it be a larger review site, let it be a local site, um, let it be even a YouTube channel, honestly, you could embed your YouTubes in this through the HTML,
Nice.
right? So you could use this pretty widely, as long as you're considering that you are trying to show Google an association between your entity, yourself, your brand, and the keyword.
I didn't even think about that YouTube videos too, because we know YouTube embeds help. Like it's been proven time and time again that YouTube embeds help you get into that carousel
Yeah.
on Google search. Didn't even think about that. So somebody could literally pop in their YouTube video in there, you would write some related content to it, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden there's 1,800 embeds for
Yep.
the YouTube video.
All associated with each other, around the same niche, around the same topic. And Google says, hey, this YouTube video was about, lawn care in Houston.
Mhm.
And you have all this PBN about lawns and lawn care and possibly even tree trimming, things like that. It's all, again, all associated keywords. And
Mhm.
you have your video sitting right there, and Google's going to say, "Wow, this must be about that." Oh, well, when they go to YouTube and search for lawn care, let's make sure they're on there too.
Nice. I mean, that's again, that's killer. Like where else are you going to find this? Like, what other PBN providers are going to do this, right?
I try to look for them. They don't exist. If they did exist, I probably wouldn't have built it.
Yeah, I mean, so this is literally something that nobody's going to find anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
And this is something that, like I said, I've proven works, you've proven works, you've automated the hell out of this. Like 1,800 pages, 250 sites, that's killer. Imagine all of that on brand, talking about the same topics with, either YouTube embed or a GBP embed or whatever, all being associated with your brand pointing to your site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also think of it this way too. I mean, you could do this multiple times. So
Hmm.
we, I say 259, but if you wanted to do this multiple times or wanted to niche down even more and do it to a service page
Hmm.
instead of a home page, like you're really talking about some serious juice, some hyper specific juice going to the right places.
Right. And so I know this is a question people are going to ask, but I mean, how are we even sure that Google is seeing these sites? Because how many times have, we've heard people buying PBN sites and all of a sudden they don't know it, but the site's been de-indexed or Google doesn't even crawl it. Like how are we solving that?
Well, it solves itself. It's a Google property. Google loves itself. So these URLs, these pages, these sites are easily indexable.
Mhm.
They're easily crawled. So it just really
So
it's
this
hard for me
isn't
to explain like because
so
you're
this
asking me
isn't
a question that
something
doesn't really
that
exist.
So this isn't something that you have to worry about Google de-indexing the site later. Like what
No.
we saw happen last year with so many PBN providers got their sites completely just, obliterated, got completely de-indexed by the Google spam update. But what you're saying is you don't really have that issue here because it's on a Google domain.
Yeah, 100%. Google's not going to de-index google.com.
Right. Right. So you got these pages. I mean, you've got these keywords. You got six keywords, 259 sites, four tiers, 1,800 pages.
Hmm.
And every single one of these is not going to be de-indexed because it's a
Correct.
Google site.
Because it's a
I mean,
Google
that is
site.
killer. So it's going to stay up there forever as long as Google's a thing.
As long as Google's the thing, there's no reason that I can think of outside of the government saying, "Hey, we're going to break up Google."
Hmm.
You know, that's the only reason. That would be the only reason it happens is
So
if Google breaks up and they
1,800,
start beating up on each other.
1,800 mentions of your brand with this service with an accompanying embed or, YouTube video just out there in perpetuity on Google's properties, right?
Yep, run it as
That's
often as you like.
That's amazing. And like you said previously, you can beat these things up, right? So let's say that
Oh yeah,
somebody created these tiers. Like you got four tiers. What if somebody wanted to add like a fifth tier? Or what if somebody wanted to add some other links to these, right?
you're right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to add another tier of a different type of link, right? They could be as pretty much as dirty as you want them to be. People have offered, dare I say, and I joke, I think might have showed this before, sape links.
Hmm. So you
Like
can shoot
it's
safe links to these.
you could shoot safe links to these, right? I personally wouldn't do it. But
So so
if you're talking about your
explain for
fifth
people
tier, who
watching this.
cares?
For people watching this, explain what a safe link is.
It's I don't know how to say this without being demeaning, but it's some of the dirtiest Russian links you can find.
And
Like,
so these are like the links that you would find on like SEO clerks for like $1 for like 1,000 links.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's it's bad. It's bad, you
right.
know.
But
Yeah,
because
these are coming from outside, and these are coming from outside the United States. These are poorly written. I mean, we're talking about not even, everyone loves AI because of how quickly and well it writes content. This is not that at all. This
mhm.
is pure spam, pure spun spam. Not, like it's not even like well written spam. It's it's spam. Like it's terrible.
It's the dirtiest of spam.
Uh,
This isn't
it's the
even
dirtiest.
spam. This is like knockoff spam. This is like
Yes,
armor luncheon meat that's been dropped on the floor and kicked under the stove.
correct. Yes,
Yeah.
this is not your standard MRE. This is bad. So anyway, yeah, you could throw some real bad links at it. I don't necessarily suggest it, but
Hmm.
you could on your three and your fourth tier, just to get those pumped up with some more PA if you wanted to.
Right. And this is something that
Just to, again,
you could probably run Money Robot too, right?
oh yeah, Money Robot. Yeah,
SEO.
I would say Money Robot would be fine. SEO Neil would 100% be fine.
Right.
If you wanted to, you could even do like a was it GSA?
Hmm.
You could do some of those links too.
Which is
Uh,
something else that you could offer
yeah.
after you build these sites out. Like if somebody wanted to get even more power out of these, they could buy a Money Robot run off of you, right? Or SEO
Oh
Neil.
yeah. I mean, let's. I guess let me rewind all the way back to the beginning of the show.
Hmm.
I'm primarily a link builder, so I play around in all these tools, which
Right.
is why I did this because I couldn't find anything that did it.
Hmm.
So yes, if you do want to pump up your tier one, tier two, tier threes, if you notice on your reports that there's a particular site or a particular G site that is actually giving you a lot of power, you say, hey, let me just juice that up some more,
Hmm.
and then we can do that for you. We can help you out.
I mean, so this is really just like aside from getting all the power from these Google sites, I mean, you provide all these other link building services, right?
Yes.
So you have GSiteGenie, but you're also proficient in any other link building. Somebody who walks on the if not gray hat, if not black hat, the gray hat side could need.
Yeah,
Like
if,
you're
if
trying to
if
rank
you're
for
not
like personal injury lawyer, right? I mean,
right,
yeah,
I would say if you can't admit that you're actually doing black hat stuff, honestly, don't talk to me because I don't want to deal with you trying to have to say like
justification,
I'm trying to explain to my client what this is. They say it's black hat. Well, yes, it's black hat. This isn't for the kids. This is for
right?
people who want to win. This is, we live in this system, so we got to use the tools that we have, and this is it.
Right.
Stop tiptoeing around. This is SEO.
And all the best SEOs do this is what I tell people. Like if you're not doing something at the very least gray hat, then you're gonna lose.
You're gonna
Because
lose.
yeah, because
Yeah,
all the best guys out there are using stuff like this, except not GSiteGenie because they don't have what you have.
because they don't have what I have.
Right.
Because they got similar to yourself. They got tired of building out by hand.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, GSiteGenie is something that you created. It's not going to be found anywhere else. So this is something that
No.
could absolutely put people over the top if they're trying to compete on links with other guys because other guys don't have this.
Right, right. And that's the beauty of it right now, is that no one else has this, economies of scale is what it is. I can only build out so many at a time. So, get in while it's hot, honestly. And, I've said this many times, if this gets too big, I'm shutting it down and keeping it to myself.
Hmm.
So get in while the coal's
Smart,
hot,
smart.
because because I use it myself, right? So that's the
Mhm.
thing. I don't just do this, to sell a tool. I do this because I use it myself. Not only do I sell links to other people, but I have my own sites that I use this with, right?
Nice. I mean, and that's a big thing right there. Like you are using this yourself, so you know how well this works. So people say, "Oh, well, something works so well. Why is somebody selling it? Why don't they keep it to themselves?" And you're straight up saying, like, "Hey, this works. If too many people use it, I'm shutting this down and keeping it to myself." That's how well this thing works.
Right. Because I'm not, because there is, so you asked the question earlier about like, what would it take for this to stop working? It would take a mass usage of a tool like this,
Hmm.
right? For Google to say, "Hey, wait a minute, people are abusing this. Let me let me
Right,
not give it as much power as it used to."
right. Which they have done in the
So
past.
they have done with other Google properties. Now, Google Sites isn't one of them yet,
Hmm.
but that's what they've done in the past with other properties that
Right.
are, smaller properties that used to do a lot of that should do a lot of work. Now they don't. Google Sites isn't one of them.
Hmm.
So, since I use it, I'm not afraid to take it off the board.
Hmm. Nice. Okay. I mean, so we're about at time here. So, where can somebody actually get this? Where do they buy this?
Well, I've set up a small contact us page at georgedigital.net uh, GSiteGenie, fill out the contact form, let them know that you saw us at Green Hat, Green Hat SEO. Make sure you let me know that that's where you got it, and maybe I'll cut you a deal.
As long as you don't do it too much and abuse it and get this shut down, and then George just
Well,
keep.
right. I mean, but that's honestly that's why I have the contact page because I do want to vet you a little bit.
Hmm.
I want to make sure that you're somewhat legit, that you're not just going to sit there and spam the worst of the worst. So again, only I mean honestly, only real SEOs are using this stuff anyway. But no, 100%. Contact me. We'll talk. We'll get all the keywords situated. We'll get all the content situated, and we'll pump these out for you, and everyone will be happy.
Nice, awesome. So George, I mean, thanks so much for sticking with us and showing us your software and what it can do and the examples and everything. Like again, even at 350 bucks, that is an absolute steal. Like I said, you can put another zero behind that and it will still be a value, right? Right. So again, okay. So we're about out of time here, George. Thanks so much for talking with us today and showing us your software. So again, like what is it called one more time, and then where can people get the links?
GSiteGenie, all one word. You can find the contact us for this at georgedigital.net / GSiteGenie. Um, I'm sorry. I'm raking my right. You're doing me a lot of favors right now by even presenting this, Kyle. I want to thank you so much. And honestly, like I know I said I was like, oh, maybe I'll give you a deal. No, I'm actually being serious now. I will give you a deal. If you let me know that you found me at Green Hat SEO, let me know that matter of fact, let me put that link in the description. And
Absolutely.
right after this, I'm gonna make some edits to my contact page, and I'll make sure that people who let me know that that they found you at Green Hat, they'll get $100 off. I'll give it to you for
100
250.
bucks off. So 250.
250.
That's
Now,
that's nuts.
I can't let that happen forever. I can't have it. I can't let that happen forever. So let's call it a New Year special. If the New Year happens, it's done. So
Okay.
you got till the 31st of 2025, December 31st, 2025, and then we're done.
So everybody's
No
got to
no
get
more
in
no
real quick.
no more discounts, and I might even jump the price.
Totally fair. Totally
I might
fair.
add that zero that you were talking about.
Totally fair. Okay, well, George, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link for sure in the description. I'll leave a comment on there, and yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
let
gonna
me
go.
let me make that edit.
Yeah. Hey, George, I'll talk to you later.
Excellent.
Yep.